Welcome back, Romies. In this video I show you how we made over 1 cubic yard of compost. That's actually leaf mold compost. Now we started this project in the winter, so I had to place the bioreactor inside of a greenhouse. The plan was to start this bioreactor in January and hopefully have finished compost by May or June. To fill the bioreactor, I used 3 garbage cans full of leaves that I collected back in November. I also went out to Starbucks and got a couple free bags of coffee grounds. And after mowing the lawn, we had all the nitrogen we needed to get this composting process started. When researching how to make compost, you'll come across a lot of confusing information about ratios and carbon and nitrogen and weight by volume, and make it easy on yourself. Get some browns, which are your leaves, some greens, which would be your grass clippings and your coffee grounds. Mix those all up, give them some time, and you have compost. Now I had 3 huge bins of leaves, so I needed a whole lot of coffee grounds and a whole lot of extra greens. So yeah, we'll figure that out. Then to build the bioreactor, I set up some bricks to give it some airflow in the bottom. I made a 3-foot circle with the chicken wire. Then I started to fill it up. Now usually a Johnson Soup bioreactor is a cold composting process, but I wanted this compost to finish up in less than a year. Actually less than 6 months. Ain't nobody got time to wait 2 years for compost. But I also don't want to be out here every 3 days flipping this whole big ass pile of compost, which is the reason why I chose to go with this modified version of the Johnson Soup bioreactor. After about a month, the organic matter in the reactor sink in about 1 foot to 1.5 feet. Then I added some mycorrhiza. Honestly, I'm not sure if the mycorrhiza is gonna die when the compost heats up, or if it's gonna survive, thrive, and multiply. But either way, it's in there anyway. After another month in the bioreactor, you see the organic matter sunk in another 1 foot. That means we're making compost. The outside looks dry, but I bet the inside is dark, moist, and almost like humus.
Women hate the word moist. Hate it. Moist. Just say it. Turn to a girl right now, just say it. Moist.
You can see there are some weeds, which means this compost heated up enough to make compost, but not enough to kill the weeds. So next time I'll be adding a lot more greens to get this thing nice and hot. I didn't have a compost thermometer, but I did feel it heat up. Guess it didn't heat up enough. At the end of March, I got rid of the greenhouse, and it was time to flip this beast. And that's my daughter, y'all. She saw me recording, and she casually stepped into my shot. And there's my little twin. And he wanted to come out too. Now everybody came outside to come and see me play with this big pile of dirt. So you could see after 2 months, most of the leaves, grass clippings, and coffee grounds already broke down, but they're not fully broken down yet. Not quite ready yet. So we'll add some more greens. That way we speed up the process and hopefully have some finished compost sooner than later. Here's a huge 10-pound bag of coffee grounds that I sourced from Starbucks, and also 3 large bags of kitchen scraps that I got from the restaurant that I work at. Gotta do what you gotta do, y'all. Then it was time to get all the leaf mold and all this new green stuff back in the bioreactor. We had to layer it up, layer by layer, till we get to the top. I put the compost reactor directly on the ground this time to hopefully get some worms in there, and also the IMOs. For those who don't know, IMOs are indigenous microorganisms. Those are pretty much good beneficial bacteria that'll help you break down your compost and give you some of the most beautiful plants you ever see in your life. This update is now on May 15th, and in the last month in mid-April, I flipped the compost pile one more time and added some more greens. Fast forward to May 15th, and pretty much things are looking done. Just about done. It could probably go another month, maybe 2 months or so, but it's in May. We gotta get these things going now. So yeah, she's ready. And as you could see, I grabbed an old bin and some 1/4-inch paneling, put those together to make a quick compost sifter. That way I can capture all the compost instead of having it all hit the ground as I'm sifting it. Terrible on your back, but saved me a lot of work. And this is the compost just before it got sifted. Looking like a big ass pile of dinosaur shit.
That is one big pile of shit.
I want to touch it, but I also don't want to touch it. Let me do the outro. We hear music. Music. We hear some music. Why do we hear some music?
And with the help of some forced child labor, we were able to get this huge compost pile sifted in just a few hours. Look at that, beautiful black gold. If you're not using compost and or worm castings in your garden, you are truly missing out. If you learned something from this video, or at least were entertained for the past 8 minutes, do me a boy a favor, hit that like button, and I'll catch you in the next one.